Hello there. My name is Jacqueline Hanna, and I'm the Assistant Director at Food Co-op Initiative. Thank you for joining us for our video today, Components of Vision. We're going to do a deeper dive on the vision cornerstone of the 4 and 3 development model. And this will actually be one of 3 videos we're going to do on the vision cornerstone, diving into how you can bring that cornerstone to life and make it an active part of your startup's success. Just a little bit about Food Co-op Initiative. We are currently providing support and resources for over 120 different food co-ops all over the nation that are starting up from everywhere from Sitka, Alaska to Boston, Massachusetts. We have actually already helped support the opening of over 80 food co-ops across the nation in our 10 years, and we are actually celebrating our 10-year anniversary at Food Co-op Initiative this year. Just a little bit about us. We exist to support startup food co-ops at all stages of development. Whether you're just starting to think about the possibility of a food co-op in your community, or you're close to opening your doors, or anywhere in between, we can help. Call us at any time or email us. Our number and email are on the screen there for you. And sign up for our email list and take a look at our extensive resources at our website, www.foodcoopinitiative.coop. Or food. We have a lot of webinars there, free resources and things that you can use. We want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. These videos would not be possible without the support of the USDA, National Cooperative Bank, the National Cooperative Grocers, the Cooperative Foundation, Cooperative Fund of New England, and dozens of mature food co-ops all over the US. They make this work possible. They make the future of startup food co-ops possible. Thank you. So let's dive in today. We're going to look at components of vision. First, before we get started, do you know what 4 and 3 is? So for the 4 and 3 development model was actually created based on the best practices of helping dozens of startup food co-ops get open. And there became a consistent pattern that was followed by the most successful co-ops and how they developed. It's the backbone of developing your co-op. So if you don't yet well know what 4 and 3 is, or you've kind of heard of the 4 and 3 development model, but you're not sure, you don't really have a clear understanding of what it is, take an opportunity to really get to know it. You won't regret it. So we have videos introducing you to the 4 and 3 model, the 4 cornerstones and 3 stages, part 1 and 2, and those links are there on the screen. Take a look at both of those, led by Bill Gessner from CDS Consulting. They'll give you a great introduction to the model. Today, we're going to be focusing on that upper left corner. So we are 4 cornerstones, and one of them is vision. So before we dive into the specifics of the components of vision, make sure you can get yourself aware a little bit of what the vision cornerstone is. So just a little bit about it. The vision cornerstone is the articulation of the hopes and dreams of your co-op community. It's broad and long-term and inspiring, yet specific and local. It's refined throughout your process as developing as a startup co-op from just the first day to the day you open, and it will continue to evolve after your co-op store is open. It includes the co-op as a solution to a common problem or need in your community. It expresses your core values and purpose, and a vision of the process for actually developing your co-op is also included in here. So how your co-op will develop, what is your vision for that? We have a video overview of the vision cornerstone. Again, right there on the screen, you can take a look at it. Creating a Vision is the name of it, and it's at the CDS Consulting Library. There's the address on the screen, and take a look at that. Our executive director, Stuart Reed, along with Bill Gessner of CDS Consulting, have put together that video to be a broad overview of the vision cornerstone. Okay, so we got through step 1 and 2. You are going to go check out what 4 and 3 means, and you know a little bit about the vision cornerstone. So now we're going to dive into some details about how to work with the vision cornerstone. Today, we're going to talk about components of vision. There are actually 3 components to what we mean by vision. When you look online and say how to write a mission statement or what is a vision statement, you'll get many different answers from many different educated people. It actually can be quite confusing to muddle through. The definitions can be all different. We've solidified some definitions that actually pull together a lot of the best practices in co-ops, as well as in the general business community, of what these terms mean and how to use them effectively. So there's three main components to vision. There's actually mission, vision, and core values. So what is mission? Mission answers the question, what problem or need does our co-op exist to solve, and for who? So these are broad statements about what problem we exist to solve and for who. Some excellent mission statement examples. Now, a good mission statement is easy to remember and inspiring. This is not where you get into the nitty-gritty of every little detail of how your co-op will be run. So let's look at some examples. The National Wildlife Federation says, inspiring Americans to protect wildlife for our children's future. So for who? Americans. To do what? To protect wildlife for our children's future. Quick, easy, inspiring. The New York Public Library, to inspire lifelong learning, advance knowledge, and strengthen our communities. Again, New York City is obviously who they're serving, and then what are they going to do? They're going to inspire lifelong learning, advance knowledge, and strengthen the community. And one more, public broadcasting system, PBS, to create content that educates, informs, and inspires. And they actually don't define who, because everyone kind of knows that PBS serves a worldwide audience. So it's kind of implied. But with co-ops, we don't want to necessarily leave it implied who we're serving. Let's take a little deeper look at what we mean by mission. So I like to call it the big squishy feel good. I like to put a sense of humor into it. And what I mean by that is it's broad. It can be met through many different activities and projects, yet it's focused. So you could meet a mission many different ways, by opening a store, by starting a farm, by being a food hub. You can meet it different ways, but it's focused. It's focused on local food. It's focused on economic accessibility. It's got a very focused point where it's heading towards. So you want to say a mission in as few words as possible. You want it to be memorable. You want it to be direct. This is your inspiration statement. This isn't your how-to. Done right, a good mission statement could serve your co-op for up to 20 years without revisions. Let's take a look at a few. The first two are made up. The last one's a real one. So we named it Community Co-op. Community Co-op, their vision is to strengthen our Central Ohio community through connection to our local food and farms. I like that one, very punchy, based on one from a real startup. Community Co-op, creating a robust Lake County region through healthy food access and community ownership. Something I want to point out here is that both of these first ones that were written for startups, that I made just a little more generic so you can tell which startup, they named who, the Central Ohio community, or the Lake County region. And the reason we bring this up is quite often co-ops name themselves after the city they're located in, or they have a really broad name, very pretty, but doesn't tell us where. Who do they intend to serve? You can't probably serve the entire USA through your co-op. Who do you intend to impact? Is it just your city? We recommend that not be the case. Usually you'll have a broader impact than that. So think about the region of your state, your county, but think about who you're going to serve and make sure that that fits somehow into your mission statement. Now let's take a look at one from The Wedge. The Wedge is actually a very, very successful food co-op in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Very large, and this is theirs. And it has evolved over the years. The Wedge, to provide a diverse selection of the highest quality, fairly priced products and a deepening understanding of their importance to our community. Nice, clean, concise, and inspiring, and very specific to their community. The first two I shared with you can sound pretty generic. Not every startup is getting involved in starting a food co-op because their main goal is to grow local farms, although many it is. Some it's for education, some it's for creating food access in a neighborhood that has not had it for many years. Your reason can vary. There is no one standard mission for a food co-op. All right, we've talked about mission. So remember, that's the big squishy feel good. Now let's talk about core values. What core values answers is, how are we going to accomplish this mission? So the mission right there, we got the wedges, and we're going to look at their core values. These are the real ones on their website. How will they provide a diverse selection of the highest quality, fair priced products and a deepening understanding of their importance to the community? To achieve this, we will. There's a good clue that you're about to talk about core values. We will do this by. To achieve this, we will. So it's how are we going to go out and make this mission happen? We're going to earn the loyalty of our member owners through an ongoing commitment to service. We're going to forge a deepening bond between sustainable local producers and the co-op community and build upon cooperative principles and values. The Wedge is very focused. They actually have a distribution business as well as their store where they distribute local, sustainably produced foods to a 3-state region. So they're very focused on making those products available and making them available to a broader audience and building the cooperative economy through their distribution work and their store. This really reflects who they are. Here's our mission, this is what we exist to do, and here are the ways that really feel like us, that feel like our community, that we will make these things happen. So a little more on core values. This is how we do it. So we have the big squishy feel good. How are we going to make that happen? This is how we do it, the core values. You should have 3 to 5 of them, no more. A lot of startup co-ops are tempted to write 6, 7, 8 of these. Go ahead and write 6, 7, or 8, but then you've got to pare it down to 3 to 5, and they need to not be a book. You don't want to get too nitty gritty. Just outline what those vehicles are to get to the mission. Short, punchy, easy to remember, because if they're easy to remember and punchy and quick, they will be the living things that you can remember, that you can talk about, that are exciting for owners and center them about why they're involved with your co-op. But yes, you can write a more fleshed out version too. Most startups want to go back and write a paragraph or 2 under each core value about what they mean by that in a more in-depth sense. You absolutely can do that, but your core values should work. It's just 3 to 5 short, punchy statements. So we're going to take a look again at that community co-op. Remember, their mission is creating a robust Lake County region through healthy food access and community ownership. To achieve this, we will, back a slide, please. To achieve this, we will operate a sustainable cooperative business, nurture community engagement in our business, cultivate local sustainable agriculture and food production, providing access to quality food and food education. So you might not memorize these exact words if this was your co-op, but you could say to people, we want to make a more robust Lake County through healthy food access and community ownership. We're going to do that through sustainable cooperative business, community engagement, local sustainable agriculture, and access to quality food and food education. That stuff, you can remember that, and that's exciting. What are we going to do, and how are we going to do it? Oh, I really like those methods. How exciting. Okay, so we have a what we're going to do for who, and we have how. So next is vision. Vision answers the question, what is our big idea for bringing the mission to life through our core values? So the mission was creating this robust Lake County region through healthy food access. We're going to do that through all these sustainable cooperative business, community engagement, local sustainable agriculture, access to quality food and food education. Wow, I cannot wait to get involved. But what exactly are we doing? We're going to make those things happen through our vision, which is to open a full-service, accessible grocery store featuring local sustainable food, space for community building, and dynamic food learning opportunities throughout that we can own together. So I'd say full-service grocery store featuring local food and community building and education on food. That's exciting. That's our vision. Next slide. So this is how we do it. Oh, this is actually the wrong slide. Great. I'm going to want to go back and redo that one. Is that going to be a problem? Okay. So we have our mission. What we exist.
I'm here. You want to back up to where?
Well, I need to fix the slide, which would take me 5 seconds, but I really, the slide's important, and I got the wrong information in it. I don't know what it is. Go fix it real quick and then record the last 5 minutes, or How do you want to do it?
Wow, I'm getting crazy.
Oh. It's still a problem?
I don't believe so. No.
I found that if my volume is above 50%, that happens. Sorry.
Are we missing a slide?
It's the one slide I forgot to change it to modify it. It's actually the last slide with half the last slide's information. So the one before this is the wrong information.
This is
yeah,
the
top box. This whole slide is, what the heck is going on?
This looks like a duplicate of 2 slides previous.
Yeah, or maybe they're flipped. Can you go 2 slides previous? No, mission and core values, and look at how badly that font translates. So this last one, okay, move forward 2 again, thanks. You know what? Let's just skip it.
Okay.
Can you go back to the slide before it and help me center? Just let me remember what I was going to tell them about vision. Okay, so go ahead with the audio and everything that I did for this slide, and then cut off and add what I'm about to do. Let's go forward 2 more slides.
Great.
So, okay, are we just ready for me to dive in?
Yeah, I'm going to put myself back on mute, and then, yeah, just dive in like this is the first time we're seeing this slide.
Okay.
Don't break stride. Awesome. All right, I'm going to mute myself and then get started. Okay.
Okay, so when we're talking about the vision cornerstone, it really has 3 parts that we've just reviewed. It has your mission, what we exist to do for who, your core values, how we'll do it, and the vision, our big idea for delivering on that mission. Great! I'll just go home now and write these and deliver them at the next board meeting. Caution, slow down, wait. That's not exactly what we're recommending to do. The vision of your co-op must do a great job of reflecting your community's needs and wants to inspire and succeed. Every single mission, core values, and vision for every, or even wildly different, because every co-op is a reflection of its unique community. Great. So how do you make sure your vision does that? We're going to talk about that. So in our next Vision Cornerstone video, this is a series of 3, we're going to talk about vision process. To build an effective community vision, you need community input. There are different models for effective ways to gather that input, especially between stages. What works in stage 1 might be a little different than what works in stage 2. We're going to talk about that in more depth and talk about some models for how you can collect that information and turn it into that vision, core values, and mission. That's going to come out next Friday, the 28th, October 28th, and then we'll finish the series with putting your vision to work. So you've got this wonderful mission, core values, and vision. You did all this work. It reflects your community. Now what? Does it just sit on your website? Not at all. We'll talk more in depth about how you take that work you've built and put it to work in a way that really drives the success of your co-op. And that will be available on November 11th. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions about the material in this video, please contact us at Food Co-op Initiative. We're always happy to help a startup with any kind of question at any point in development. Thanks so much.